Why the FBI tracked feminist leaders for decades. Most people think the FBI only hunted spies and criminals in the 20th century. That is not the full story. For over 4 decades, the FBI secretly tracked feminist leaders and women's rights activists across the United States. Their crime was not violence. Their crime was demanding equality. The FBI began surveillance on women as early as the 1920s, when suffragists like Alice Paul were monitored for what the government called militant political activity. By the 1960s and 1970s, the operation grew under COINTELPRO, the counterintelligence program led by J. Edgar Hoover. Declassified documents show the FBI kept files on Gloria Steinem, Betty Friedan, Pauli Murray, Dorothy Height, and even Coretta Scott King. The agency labeled many of them as subversive. Why would the government watch women who were fighting for equal pay, voting rights, and workplace protections? Because Hoover believed the women's movement threatened the social order of the United States. He wrote that feminists could destabilize the family structure. The FBI did more than watch. They tried to divide women's organizations, planted informants, and spread false stories to damage their credibility. Gloria Steinem discovered her FBI file years later. It was more than 400 pages long. They tracked where she spoke, who she met with, and even who donated to women's rights groups. None of these women were ever charged with crimes. They were targeted because power feared change. They said these women were dangerous. The truth is, they were only dangerous to inequality. We are building the largest archive of forgotten women in history. Join us.